If you can't control your body for 10 minutes, you will never control your life for 10 years. That sounds harsh. Good, because your comfort has been lying to you. Right now, you think self-control is motivation, willpower, productivity hacks. But the scariest level of self-control is quieter than all of that. It's sitting perfectly still while your entire body begs you to move, and you don't. You're going to learn a method that feels almost cruel at first, not because it harms you, because it exposes you. It shows you exactly how quickly you negotiate with weakness, how fast you start making excuses, how easily you betray your own future for a moment of relief. In Japan, there is a concept called Gaman, enduring the seemingly unbearable with dignity. Not dramatic endurance, not loud endurance. Silent endurance, the kind that doesn't need anyone to clap for you. And if you understand Gaman at a deeper level, you start to realize something uncomfortable. Most of your problems aren't caused by lack of knowledge. They're caused by your addiction to relief. You want a better body, but you can't resist one snack. You want money, but you can't resist one impulse purchase. You want respect, but you can't resist one emotional outburst. You want peace, but you can't resist checking your phone every time your mind gets quiet. And the truth is, you're not weak because you feel discomfort. You're weak because you obey it. The title of this video isn't poetic. The scariest level of self-control. Scary because it's simple. Scary because there's nowhere to hide. Scary because once you taste this level, you can't unknow what you are capable of. Let me tell you what most people do when pain shows up. Physical pain, mental pressure, boredom, craving, anxiety. They flinch, maybe not outwardly, but inwardly. They tighten. They rush to escape. They open a tab. They grab sugar. They complain. They scroll. They rationalize. They say, I deserve a break. They say, I'll start tomorrow. They say, it's not that serious. That's the moment your life is decided. Not on the day you set goals. Not on the day you watch videos like this. In the moment, discomfort knocks, and you either open the door or you lock it. Now listen carefully. I'm not here to teach you how to suffer for no reason. I'm here to teach you delayed gratification so strong it starts to feel like a weapon. Because the modern world is designed to destroy your ability to wait, to train you like a dog. Notification, reward. Notification, reward. Your brain doesn't even need joy anymore. It just needs stimulation. Here's a statistic that should embarrass you. The average person checks their phone about 96 times per day. That's roughly once every 10 minutes. Think about that for a moment. Once every 10 minutes, your attention gets yanked like a chain, and you wonder why you can't build discipline. You wonder why your focus is gone. You wonder why you can't sit with yourself. You can't even go 10 minutes without a hit. So we are going to do something that sounds ancient, almost absurd, and that's exactly why it works. Seiza, the kneeling posture, shins on the floor, feet under you, spine tall, hands calm, face neutral, no fidgeting, no shifting, no bargaining. Seiza looks harmless. It's not. Not when you do it honestly, because after a few minutes, your ankles complain, then your knees, then your thighs, then your lower back. Then your mind starts screaming. It tells you you're injured. It tells you this is stupid. It tells you you're wasting time. It tells you you need to adjust just slightly, just a little. Nobody would know, but you would know. And this is where the prison method enters. Not because you're literally in a Japanese prison, but because this level of self-control is built the same way confinement builds tolerance. When you cannot escape, you stop negotiating. You stop expecting comfort. You stop relying on mood. You start relying on structure. Your problem is you always leave the door open. You always give yourself an exit. If it gets hard, I'll stop. If I'm tired, I'll take a day off. If I don't feel like it, I'll do it later. That is not self-care. That is self-betrayal dressed up in soft language. The prison method is psychological. It means you decide in advance. You set the rule before the pain arrives. And when the pain arrives, you do not debate. Because debate is how you lose. Debate is where weakness becomes persuasive. Here's how this works in real life. You sit down to do deep work. 5 minutes in, your mind becomes itchy. It invents urgency. It whispers, check messages, check news, just quickly. That's the same voice you'll hear in Seiza. The voice doesn't want truth. It wants relief. The posture forces you to watch that voice without moving. And that's the training. You are not training your legs. You are training your command. You are teaching your nervous system a new law. Discomfort is not an emergency. Most people treat discomfort like a fire alarm. They panic. They run. The disciplined person treats discomfort like weather. It passes. It changes. It is information, not an order. Now I'm going to tell you a story, not to entertain you, to show you what this level looks like when it's real. There was a man, let's call him Jun, who was clever and completely undisciplined. Like you, he could plan, he could read, he could talk about improvement. But every time life demanded consistency, he collapsed into excuses. He wanted to be respected but kept choosing quick pleasures, late nights, endless media, junk food, casual commitments he never kept. June wasn't stupid, he was untrained. One winter, he volunteered in a traditional setting where form mattered, silence, posture, repetition. An older instructor watched him fidget during sitting, watched him shift his knees, roll his neck, touch his face, glance around. Then the instructor said something that pierced him. You move because you think movement will save you. June laughed, uncomfortable. The instructor didn't. He told Jun to practice Seiza daily, not as meditation for peace, as training for command. You are not here to feel good, he said. You are here to become reliable. Jun tried. Day 1, his feet went numb. Day 2, his knees burned. Day 3, he started to dread the practice before it began. And that's when he learned the first rule. Your mind will attack you before the pain does. The anticipation is worse than the sensation. The fear of discomfort is louder than discomfort itself. Most of your procrastination is not laziness. It's fear of feeling. So Jun started making it a prison, again, not literally, but structurally. Same time every day, same place, same duration, no negotiation. He decided 10 minutes. That's it. Not to be heroic, to be consistent. The first week, it was torture. The second week, it was still torture, but something changed. He stopped begging the clock. He stopped checking how much time was left. He stopped fantasizing about escape. He started watching the moment when pain peaked. Because pain has a pattern. It rises, it threatens, it screams, then it settles into a steady burn. And that is where most people fail. They don't fail at the peak. They fail right before the peak, when the mind predicts it will be unbearable. They quit before they even find out the truth. Jun stayed. And slowly, a new identity formed. Not, I'm motivated. Not, I'm productive. A quieter identity, I do not move when I'm commanded by discomfort. That identity leaks into everything. He started delaying food cravings, not with willpower speeches, but with the same posture of mind. He felt the craving, labeled it, and waited. He started delaying scrolling. He started delaying emotional reactions. When anger rose, he didn't immediately speak. He sat in it internally. He let it crest. Then he chose. This is delayed gratification at the nervous system level, not a moral decision, a trained reflex. Now you need to understand what you're actually building here. This isn't masochism. This is pain tolerance with purpose. Pain tolerance is not about taking more pain, it's about reducing your fear of pain. When you reduce fear, you reduce impulsiveness. When you reduce impulsiveness, your life becomes predictable. And when your life becomes predictable, you become powerful. Because power is not intensity. Power is consistency. Here is the deep dive, and I want you to listen like your future depends on it, because it does. There are two selves inside you. One is the animal self. It chases comfort. It avoids discomfort. It wants now. It wants easy. It wants to feel good immediately, even if it destroys tomorrow. The other is the forged self, the disciplined self, the self that can hold a line. Seiza is a forge because it creates a controlled discomfort where you cannot lie. You either endure or you escape. Every time you escape, you reinforce the animal. Every time you endure, you reinforce the forged self. But you must do it correctly. Most people ruin it by turning it into ego. They try to go too long, too fast, and then they quit entirely. That's just another form of weakness, dramatic weakness. The prison method is boring on purpose. It is small on purpose. It is repeatable on purpose. 10 minutes, then 12, then 15. You don't feel like it. You do it anyway. That's the point. Now, application. You're not here to become a statue. You're here to become dangerous, quietly dangerous. The kind of person who can sit through discomfort in any arena. When you work, you will sit through the discomfort of starting. Starting feels heavy. Your brain will offer relief. Clean the room first. Check one thing first. Research more. That's the same itch you feel in Seiza. You now recognize it. You don't obey it. You begin the work anyway. When you diet, you will sit through the discomfort of cravings. Cravings are not commands. They are sensations. They rise. They peak. They fade. You don't need to fight them. You need to outlast them. Seiza teaches you outlasting. When you train your body, you will sit through the discomfort of effort, not pain from injury. Be smart, but the burn of growth, the lungs, the legs. The urge to stop. You'll know that urge isn't truth. It's negotiation. When you save money, you will sit through the discomfort of not buying. Buying gives relief. Saving gives silence. That silence feels like lack at first, but it's actually space. Space becomes freedom. And when you face emotional stress, rejection, criticism, loneliness, you will sit through the discomfort without numbing yourself. You will not need constant noise to survive your own mind. You will become the kind of person who can be alone without collapsing into addiction. Now let's talk about mistakes, because you will make them if you're not careful. Mistake 1, using pain as proof of worth. You start thinking, if it hurts more, it's better. No, pain is not the goal. Training is the goal. If your knees feel damaged, if you feel sharp injury, stop and adjust responsibly. Discipline is not stupidity. Mistake 2, making it random. You do it one day, then skip 2, then do it again when you feel guilty. That isn't training. That is emotional bargaining. The prison method demands a schedule. Same time, same place, same rules. Remove choice. Choice is where you sabotage. Mistake 3, chasing calm. Seiza may not make you calm at first. It may make you angry, restless, exposed. Good. That means you're meeting yourself. Don't run. Stay. Calm is a side effect of honesty. Mistake 4, thinking self-control is only about resisting bad things. It's also about holding yourself to good things. getting up when you said you would, doing the boring reps, finishing what you start. Self-control is not just saying no. It is saying yes repeatedly without drama. Mistake 5. Performing it for an imaginary audience. You start telling people. You start posting. You start building an identity around being hardcore. That identity will collapse the moment no one is watching. Keep it private. Keep it clean. The strongest discipline is silent. Now I'm going to give you a challenge. Not a motivational challenge, a real one that will expose your current level without debate. For the next 7 days, you will do Seiza for 10 minutes. Every day. No skipping, no doubling up. 10 minutes means 10 minutes. Set a timer if you must, but don't turn it into a game. The goal is not to win. The goal is to obey your decision. Before you begin each session, you will make one vow out loud, quietly, like a contract. Discomfort is not an emergency. Then you sit. You keep your spine tall. You breathe normally. You let your face stay neutral. When the pain comes, and it will, you do not treat it like an enemy. You treat it like a wave. You watch it rise. You watch it peak. You watch it change. And here's the crucial part. When your mind says, just move a little, you will notice that voice like a guard noticing a prisoner testing the bars. That voice is always testing. It wants to see if today is the day you break your own rule. You will not argue with it. You will not insult yourself. You will simply return to stillness. After the 10 minutes, you stand up slowly, and immediately, you do one small act of delayed gratification in your day. 1. No more. Keep it precise. If you crave sugar, delay it for 30 minutes. If you want to scroll, delay it for an hour. If you want to procrastinate, do 5 minutes of the task first. You are linking the posture to your life. You are teaching your brain that Seiza isn't a ritual, it's a standard. Do this for 7 days, and you will notice something. Your world gets quieter, not outside, inside. The noise of impulsiveness starts losing authority. The cravings don't disappear, they just stop sounding like commands. The discomfort doesn't vanish, it just stops being terrifying. And then you will understand the scariest part. The scariest level of self-control is realizing you've been free this whole time, but you kept choosing the cell door open. So here's your specific action step. Tonight, choose your exact time for the next 7 days. Write it down. Make it non-negotiable. 10 minutes of Seiza. Then 1 deliberate delay in your daily life. That's it. Simple, brutal, clean. And when you finish day 7, I want you to answer this in the comments. What was the hardest moment? Your legs, your mind, or the urge to escape into your phone?